What's up, guys? This is my first ever live, and I was just going through the charts. So I did a couple of really good trades last night which I've taken profit on, so I thought, being Sunday, I'll do my new weekly setup, so I might as well do it live with everyone. So I'm going to start with Bitcoin. Hey Joe, thanks for joining. So I'm just going to mark out some zones that I'm interested in. I probably won't really be talking too much unless you guys ask me questions, but I just want to get an overall feel for what's happening right now, and there's some interesting things that I found last night that I might actually go through on this. So Bitcoin, as we know, been playing in this range, creating lower highs for quite some time now, which is not that positive. However, whilst this has been happening, there's been some pretty easy trades to take on lower time frames, which I'll show you what I did after I finish marking up the daily. Let me know also if you guys can hear me okay. As I said, this is my first live stream, so I don't even know if it's working, but we should be live on YouTube as well as Facebook, hopefully. Facebook is not public, so now we should be public. Okay, so awesome. Thanks for joining, Edgar. Okay, so what I was looking at last night, I'm going to have to bring up an old chart because I found this really quite interesting, and I hope that I can recreate it today. So let me look at BTC USD, something old like Bitstamp maybe. Okay, so what I was investigating last night was this level here that we've been sort of hanging around at. I wanted to compare this entire thing to what happened in 2017, and I found something really quite interesting. So let's let me bring up a side by side and see if I can find it again. So Bitcoin on the daily. I'll get rid of this EMA because we don't need it. And so this is current, and let's put this one back to 2017. 2000, about December-ish. Okay, now this is what I discovered. So this on the left here is 2017, and then on the right is current. Now, if we zoom out a bit, I'll just get rid of that. They look super similar to me. So see here, if I try to match it up, we had, oh, where's my pen tool? We had this run up here, sell off, and then shot up. And when we came back to settle, we settled at the same area. And now we've got this run up, sell off, shot up, come back, and we've settled at the same area. So that made me want to investigate a little bit further. And let me just, I'll start on the 2017 chart. So if I mark out that zone there, and after the drop off, this was the high that we came back to. Also, the drop to that point was from the top to here was 70%. And then this is the bit that's like not good if history repeats. If we scroll out, you can see here we eventually broke it. So then I was like, okay, after we had this big run up and came back to that area, well, first of all, how long did it take to get us to here where we broke out? So if I go from the day that we hit, that we retested this level to the day we broke through it is 281 days. And then what else do I want to know? Yes, I want to know after we broke it, where was the new floor, which was this day here. And that was, so we broke it on this day and we hit the actual floor on this day. So 33 days, okay? Keep that in mind. Then what was the drop once we broke the level? So we dropped from this level and the bottom was 46%. Okay, so we did 70, found a floor, broke through, did another 40. Now let's look at now. I'll keep that there so you can see it. So now we have, this was the level, pushed up, broke through. This is where we're settling right now. What is the percentage drop so far from the top to this level is 53 to 70. So about, say, 30% less. Okay, so we're not dropping as harshly. Good so far. But then have a look at this, right? So this area here that I marked out where it found the new top after the drop, that to me is very similar to here where we have created the double top here and here, right? Then this here looks very similar to this here. We created a lower high afterwards. And now, like, we're just trending down since then, and that's what we're doing right now. So, I mean, I know, like, history doesn't repeat exactly, but it's rhyming pretty well right now. So, if this was to repeat, then this is the floor that we're looking at that we kind of bounced on a long time. Now, people are saying that 30K is the bottom because, you know, we're failing to break below. Well, you know, we just have to keep attempting it and eventually we will, right? But let's have a look at once we, wait, what was the other thing I wanted to look at was, once we broke, okay, well, let's say if that's, hang on, let me think now. Okay, so from this peak here, let's remeasure something else. Shush animals. So when we hit that level for the first time, till we hit it after the lower high was here, which in my opinion, this area right here is where we are right now, right? So that last time took 138 days. Whereas now it's taken, say, 60 days. So about half the time, okay, half the time. So, okay, that's good. Let's keep that in mind. So it took half the time, which means that if this whole area here took 281 days, then we could expect, so if this took 281 days, then we could expect this to take 140 days because it's taking half the time. So let's move this to 140. 140 days is here, which brings us to 6th of October. So will we range in this range? Lord, please, I hope not. until the 6th of October and then break through and find the actual floor. Now, okay, if that's the case, no worries, but also where's the floor going to be? Well, I said before that we're dropping about 70%, 30% less than we did here, and the floor there was 46. So if we dropped 30% less than 46, it's maybe about 33-ish, I think, maybe. it'd be about 33%. Okay, so let's put now a support line there, and then let's go left. Oh, and look at that. That lines up exactly with the area of consolidation that we got stuck at before we broke through 20K. So what does that mean? Well, that means it doesn't really mean much. It's just interesting how it's playing out. But what it does mean to me is I've never thought 30K was the floor anyway, and I've always thought maybe 22, 24, just around this area here. But yeah, it looks like we will go back, or could go back, to test the all-time high before this one. But let's have a glimmer of hope. So after we did break through and hit the floor, that was then technically the beginning of a new bull market, because we never came back to $3,000 again. Okay, so if history does repeat, then from the time we broke through to the time we hit the floor was 34 days. In our case, would be what did I say? We were doing it in half the time, so 15 days. So 15 days from here, 15 days would mean, not that I ever do like timeline TA, but it's just interesting, would mean that by the end of October, we should have found the bottom. So I found that really interesting. But anyway, that's just looking at past history to see what could happen in the future. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. So just keep that in mind. Let's see how that plays out. I wanted to go through some trades that I found last night. So I've been trading the 1 hour lately using RSI 50 level as well as RSI divergence, and I do have a YouTube video coming out in detail on this strategy next week, so definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and look out for that one. But yeah, so I got on Bitcoin, I got the divergence here, and then so the way this is, you don't take the trade until you get a bullish candle after divergence, and this bullish candle was way too big, so I had to wait. And then eventually we rejected off this trend line, came back but created a higher low. So I took a long around here. It was pretty painful. I ended up getting out. Instead of trying to get past this level, I got out because it's the weekly close, that red line, if you can see it. And being Sunday, it's really, today's the day. We really need to get above there to not print a new weekly low. So I didn't want to risk it. So I'm out of this trade now. But to give you an idea, I can't remember exactly what candle I got in, but it was somewhere around this level, and took profit at the weekly level. So that was a 4-to-1 trade. Out of that one now. Then the other one that I found last night was ADA. And so this was the exact trade. Again, took it off divergence, waited for the close of a bullish candle. That was a 2.7-to-1 trade. I let it go past my take profit, saw that it was looking fairly weak, and I ended up closing that one. So you can see there the profit on that one. And Ethereum was another one. So Ethereum I am still in. Also, again, just the divergence trade on the 1 hour. I only take the divergence when the first peak comes into oversold or overbought. It doesn't look like it on this chart because this is the September 2021, but I did identify it here, did come down there. So I identified it there, but I took the trade on this chart and it's currently still in play with my stop loss here. My original target was just there, so I was looking for a 3-to-1 trade, which I would have been happy with, but I woke up and there was this massive juicy candle, so I thought, well, might as well keep it going. Currently my stop loss is at my original target, so I'm not going to be taking less than I planned for anyway, but I've got an alert on target 2, so if price comes back to target 2, I'll reassess whether I should just take profits, or if we shoot through to target 3, then I will reassess that at the time as well. So that's why I feel that's what I was doing, but now I want to see if there's any other potential trade setups using the same strategy. So the divergence has already played out. The divergence has already played out, but there's a second chance entry with this strategy, which is the 50 level retest. So right now, ADA is coming back to the 50 level. The yellow RSI line is the 50 level. And yeah, I want to see it come down just a little bit more. Then it needs to stay above. So it needs to create like a U-turn kind of shape here. So if it came down, like that, then there would be an entry, so maybe price will come down a bit more like that. And then you'll find, this one's called the confirmation entry, so you'll find it will line up with a new trend line, and yeah, then you could take that to the next level depending on the risk to reward. So watching ADA for that. I don't trade many coins with this strategy. Like I find that there's so many trade opportunities doing this that I can just keep it down to 5 and there's enough in there for me to worry about for a week. BNB is looking like the 50 level retest right now, but I will, so now I suppose this support here needs to retest this level. If we can stay above there, trend line here, thanks Daniel. Yeah, if we can stay above there, trend line here, there may be another long heading further up. I don't really trust weekend price action though, so unless something looks really super bullish to me, because it's already done the move. Like the best move is off divergence, so it's already done it, so just be wary of that. But yeah, if it's looking, it doesn't look bullish right now, but if it does look bullish once it hits that level, there may be another small one. But again, I don't ride these things high. I'm looking for a minimum. If I do an RSI trade on the 1 hour, I'm looking for a minimum 2-to-1 trade. So 2-to-1. Yeah, and if that's the level that I'm going for right there, that will be a trade that I can potentially take. But it's really going to depend on what the candles do. I'm not ruling out, 100% not ruling out a massive scam wick tonight. So for me, like I might just end up being happy with what I have done from last night because they were pretty good, and take the night off. Yeah, so DOT, this was the divergence of the trade I already took. The trade is on here, yeah. Didn't catch a screenshot of that one, I don't think. No, I didn't. So don't have a screenshot of that, but yeah, saw the divergence here. Got in somewhere, I think it was this candle here. And then this was not looking great for a while, but that was my trade there, which wicked out. So I'm out of DOT now as well and looking for a new setup. I do prefer the divergence entries, even though they are a lot higher risk, but I like them because they're usually a lot higher reward as well. But now we might get a second chance 50 level retest. It's following this short-term trend line. So yeah, if we come back to the trend line and also come back to the 50 RSI and then once again create the U-turn, the U-turn only gets created after price has settled and a bullish candle forms. So you have to wait for the bullish candle close for your entry. Simple strategy. And then yeah, potentially another trade there. XRP I haven't looked at really for a while. Yeah, it looks like there could potentially be a 50 level test here, but yeah, I'll let XRP go, and the reason I'm saying that is because my targets have to go into this wick area, and I don't really like playing that game. So XRP is not on my radar for the moment. The others are for a retest. ETH, yeah, might as well stay in. But ETH, if ETH comes, well, ETH could come back anywhere and create a trend. You see, it's in overbought right now, but it could come back, test the 50, and then there will be an entry again if this is a short-term bullish trend. So price really could come all the way back to my target 1, and I have a second trade, which is why I'm not going to hang on to this and like ride that wave. I'm just going to take my profit if we get back below target 2, and then if it comes down a bit more but it holds above the 50 level here, hang on, if it holds above the 50 level here and price is say somewhere around here, then I'll take a second entry instead of hanging on to it. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling about that. I didn't really want to like be on here for too long because it's my first time and I'm just sort of testing things out. So I can see the comments if anyone has anything they want me to look at, but those are really the only ones I'm looking at trading at the moment for myself. And yeah, that's my story. I might actually close out this ETH right now. So I'm going to, give me 2 seconds. 1 second. Perfect timing. So I've closed that out and I will show you here. You guys can see that. Yeah, so that's that ETH trade right there that I've now taken profit on. You want me to look at Alice? Sure, let's look at Alice. So as you can see now, what's happening right now is we've got a pretty big kind of dump attempt happening. So it's it's pretty funny how like 2 seconds ago I said I wouldn't be surprised if we got a big Sunday dump. But I'll look at Alice, but levels will be difficult if price is doing that in this moment. But let's have a look anyway. Alice USDT. Is this it, Alice? I was looking at a horseshoe on ETH and now it's going down. Horseshoe the other, yeah. Sunday, I never trust price action on Sundays. Alice, let's look at the bigger time frame. Alice I have on my other chart, so let me just bring that one up. Oh no, hang on, not there. Alice on... What were we looking at during the week on Alice? All right, I'll start with the daily. So on the daily, it doesn't look bad. It's come back to the exact level that I wanted it to come back to. Let's go down. 4 hour, so that was the 61.8. We might get another touch down there being Sunday, but yeah, there's no long for me unless we hold above this level now. I am out. When we originally got in, it was 33151 somewhere, so I am well and truly out of that trade because I had 3 targets and we hit them all. But now potential re-entry. So for those of you that are part of the community that we talked about this trade on Tuesday, I said to you guys that after this sort of a run up, I wanted to see a decent pullback, not just a pullback that stayed in line with say that was the trend at the time. So I've got exactly what I asked for, which is great. Thank you, universe. But now we just need to make sure that this is the end of it. So nothing right now. I'll probably reassess that one tomorrow and see if we get a second touch back on this 61.8 level. Let me see. Yeah, always down on Sundays. Yeah, I find there's a Friday sell-off and then a Sunday sell-off. So yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys, and hope that was helpful. Don't forget, if you do like the look of that RSI strategy, I do have a video coming out next week on YouTube. So if you're not already there, this is my channel here. And yeah, just head over, subscribe, and that video, you'll get notified when it comes out. I explain in detail how to do the strategy, as well as real life trade examples, so you could see how they all played out. I made 12% portfolio on Alice since you shared in 4 trades. Well done, Brad. That is fantastic. I love it. All right, guys, thank you for joining me on my very first live stream. It was a bit of a test run to see how it went, so please would love your feedback in the comments, and yeah, happy to do more if you enjoy this kind of stuff.